In this week's episode, we're talking with exciting new company Shredski, all about the graduate ski scene in the UK. Hey everyone, my name's Jack Tompkins and welcome to the Ski the Kingdom show. This is our podcast series looking to give more coverage, more awareness and more exposure to all the great things going on within the UK snow sports scene. Now, currently it's a bit of a quiet time as people wrap up their seasons and make their way back from the mountains to the UK to get ready for a summer of snowdome and dry slope skiing. So we thought we'd take this opportunity to sit down and have a chat with super exciting new company Shredski, who are looking to have a big impact on the graduate ski scene in the UK. I caught up with them on Skype earlier this week, so here's our interview. So I'm very lucky joined by Ben and Henry from Shredski. Guys, thank you very much for being on the podcast. We really appreciate it. First of all, if you want to introduce yourselves and kind of tell us about kind of your history in snow sports and kind of how you've got to the point where you are today.
Hi, I'm Ben.
And I'm Henry, and we're the founders of Shredski, which is a graduate ski society, launching our flagship ski week in January 2019. But also we're going to be running a series of events throughout the UK over the summer.
Yeah, I guess we've both got a fair history within snow sports, both here at Bath University, but also having done seasons before. But what we're working on now is this new product, which we think is absolutely perfect for the graduate market.
So let's dive into that. I think kind of from our conversations, kind of this is Shredski is very much to a product that doesn't really exist in the graduate ski market and something you're obviously very passionate, excited about. So for people that haven't quite come across you yet, tell us more about what you're offering and what the whole company is.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said, our university ski trips were so good. Like, we were both lucky enough, and Miles, who's another part of this, went to Exeter, and we both went to Bath. So big uni ski trips, kind of 600, 700, 800 people, all your mates, in the Alps, fresh snow, après pumping. It's amazing. Like, even if you've never been skiing before, how can you not fall in love with that? And then we get to our final year. We're lucky to go out to Les Arcs, and we were like, oh, well, what next? What do we do next year? And you're kind of very limited in options. You've kind of got three options. One is to be that alumni that kind of still hangs around and comes back on uni ski trips, which you can only really pull off successfully for maybe 1 year, and then it gets a bit stretched after that. And then you've got the save everything you've got, make it your one trip of the year and do like a snow box, a snow bombing, which are wicked, don't get me wrong, I've been to snow bombing, had the best time as well. Or at the other end of the market, you have the try and slum it and you get 3 or 4, maybe 5 of your mates out and stay on a sofa somewhere. But what was lacking was something that was kind of sat perfectly in the middle of that, the kind of thing that uni ski trips do so well, where they're a super affordable price, and you get the scale of being with all your mates, you bring live acts out, and you do a whole load of events. And that was something that we really felt like, well, someone's got to do this, because that's exactly what we need in the market. And then kind of on the flip side of that, when we were on committees at uni, we had all these cool ideas. We want to work with this brand or do an event this way, and the SU, for kind of, I guess, obvious reasons, being a publicly funded institution, was like, you have to do things this way and you can't work with them or whatever. And we really felt there was such an opportunity to kick open those doors and work with the UK ski scene and the ski scene wider than that, and really make some amazing brand activations and take ski trips to a whole new place that was never really possible within the confines of uni. And then that's it. Shredski was born, really.
Super exciting. I think kind of listening to this and kind of, I guess for people who are listening to this now and kind of thinking, oh, it sounds really good. I mean, tell us more about the trip. Is it just open for graduates? I mean, can you get involved with your university? And kind of how is it kind of, uni trips, ski trips, you said are amazing. Kind of, is it sort of taking the best parts of that and growing on them? Or what's kind of give us a real kind of summary of the product and what you're offering?
Yeah, so we're very much going to launch our first alpine ski trip in January 2019. And it's primarily going to be targeted at graduates, but it's very much like an inclusive environment. And so actually, anybody is welcome, whether you're a big-time skier and you've got 5 seasons under your belt, or it's going to be your first trip and you want to go along with some mates. The long and the short of it is we're out there for 1 week this first coming season, and we're going to take over a resort and have the best possible time we can. So that's meaning putting on the best events that we can, things going on in the evenings every day, things going on in the daytime, going in a snowshore week to a popular resort, and also keeping the price nice and low so that actually everybody can make it, even people who've just graduated and haven't had to spend a load of time earning money yet.
Yeah, I think that kind of summarises really nicely. Basically, collaboration is at the heart of what we want to achieve. So our first step when we're setting this whole thing up is, so let's take what universities can achieve as a foundation, and let's build from there and do something really unique on top of that. I mean, I think the university scene has really progressed over the last few years. I mean, the stuff that the guys down next to did with the Chill Hill, and I mean, you only had the guys down at Jibworks do some amazing stuff up and down the country. But none of that has ever really translated to what can we do on Ski Trip itself. So doing some of those some events that you haven't seen before, taking a rail jam to a whole new place, and taking evening events and the production that we can do to a whole new place as well. And then on top of that, one of the things we really loved about University Snow Sports was that it was kind of a brand that sat all year round. So they were putting on wicked events in and out of the Alps. And we thought, well, when you graduate, again, that's not really happening. So what we want to do is bring that the kind of après vibes all year round. So the ski week is the pinnacle, but we're launching a range of events in the UK in terms of kind of like club nights, and we've got some really cool stuff that we're working on in London over the summer that hopefully if you stay tuned to our story you can find some more about on the. Yeah, I think that's pretty much covers it.
Super exciting. I mean, it just sounds, we've had conversations before and stuff, and it's a very obvious gap, this kind of when you graduate from the university scene, there's pretty much, unless you want to go down to the domes every night, there's really nothing for you. It's exciting to see kind of someone diving in and making it amazing. Kind of what's your, I guess we've kind of chatted before, obviously you do see the drop off in most sports, and it's nice to see that skiing and kind of tackling it and looking at it. What's kind of, I guess, your long-term goal or kind of the dream with Sredski to kind of have this impact on the graduate ski market?
I mean, for us, it's all about making this community of people up and down the country who all get together once or twice a year to do this thing that we all love. And if we can make that community not just happen in the Alps, but happen back home as well, then that's fantastic for everybody to stay involved in keeping engaged with the sport and keeping engaged with each other. For us, though, as I'm sure many of your listeners would agree, skiing isn't just about standing on planks on the white stuff. It's also about being part of the bars, having a good time at the après music, having a drink every now and then with your mates, and being in touch with the coolest brands that are out there. And so actually what we're trying to do is work with everybody from this community to bring it all into one like easy to use place that people can be involved with year round.
I mean, I think quite frankly, the British snow sports scene is due. I mean, a revolution is a very long kind of big word, but a real refresh, because if you look back kind of 10, 15 years ago and what the Ski Club of Great Britain was doing for that generation, that is exactly the kind of stuff that the graduate market needs today, but that is updated for kind of the people of that age. I think the Ski Club of Great Britain does super well at what it does, but it has drifted into that older territory a bit too much. I know they're kind of bringing it back with the fantastic guys who work over at Line S, but creating a community where there's meetups that are suited to that generation, that are fun, and that après feeling of I've got not a care in the world and I'm with my mates and I've got a beer in a hand, I've just done the most amazing day skiing, is something that's transferable anywhere in the world, whether you can achieve that in an event, at the dry slope, at the indoor, anywhere. And I think that's kind of what we want to create. And although the ski week is going to obviously be our pinnacle and something that we're kind of putting heart and soul into, it's creating that all year round experience that's also high on our agenda. And I kind of, in your question leading on to where's the end dream, I don't think it stops necessarily at the UK. I think having spent a lot of time in the Canadian ski scene, there's space over there, and having spent time, I did a season over in New Zealand, and again, it's just not something that really exists. So if we can make that model work, I mean, the sky's the limit. We'd love to create a worldwide brand that really works towards that feeling.
Sounds incredible. So it's all year round. It's in the Alps. It's down under in the southern hemisphere. It's at the dry slopes, at the domes. It's just that for the graduate market that still love skiing and want to ski, but I guess things not there. It's for everyone, as you say. It's for
we're using the mantra skiers, boarders, and bar supporters, and if we can unite all those people in whatever way we can, then that's kind of the dream.
Sounds amazing. And coming up now, because it's obviously the season's just finished, and now it's kind of essentially the UK season, the summer season, the dry slope season. What's next for you guys now? Kind of you getting to ski very much? Is there lots of laptops, lots of emails for the time being? Kind of what's the summer looking like for you?
Yeah, it's looking pretty hectic. We were just chatting about the fact. So we're down at King's Finals. The weekend just gone. It was wicked. It's a shame the sun didn't come out, but I think the mud brought a whole new level of fun. Shout out to anyone who woke up with bruises, smelling of Dendex and mud and beer and and all the things that scream King's Finals. We had a wicked time for sure. So now it's really about getting those partnerships in place. We're speaking to all the guys on the scene. We're super keen to be kind of I think respectful is probably the right word of the people who are achieving stuff in the UK scene. So our first job was kind of touching base with the guys at Newco, who I think have done some fantastic work, especially in the university scene, and being looked like, we never want to deal with bus transfers or broken arms. You do this so fantastically. Let's work together on something here. So they're handling all our logistics and that side of things, and we're super happy to be working with them. And then reaching out to the guys that work in the grassroots, After Jam, Frisky, We Are Horizontal, working with those guys as well, who've really been putting in the graft. What we want to see ourselves as is something that can bring all those things together and be an extra force that really helps the UK scene carry out events that weren't possible before. Jibworks is another great example of some people we've working with, and then we want to branch out and bring new people in that are looking for an avenue into this market that haven't otherwise had their opportunity. So the guys down at Hop King Brewery, we've just run a really cool monthly competition with them, and they're someone who've been kind of rooted in the skate scene, hadn't really touched on the ski scene, and we've opened all sorts of doors for them there and for us as well.
When I was most excited when I kind of first heard about what you guys are up to, it seems, I guess there's so many people. It's so nice that the ski and snowboard community brings all these entrepreneurs and people that want to make a difference to the scene, and it's to be competing against each other seems the worst thing, but your offering kind of seemed like a piece of the puzzle that's not there and just slots so nicely in to expand it, which is kind of really exciting to me about it, which I was looking forward to.
Yeah, and the major thing that we're offering over the summer and over the coming months is part of our monthly update, our monthly newsletter. On top of having bits about what we're up to and general chit chat about the ski world in the UK, we're also have got a monthly competition with these really cool brands where we give away a huge amount of stash amongst other things, and so to be a part of that, just get involved, head onto our website and sign up to our newsletter. On top of that, we've also got working with a chap called Xander Seddon, who's on our events team here at Shreds, who is got a really decent creative mind and actually is looking out for some of the biggest up-and-coming DJs in the UK, as well as in the Alpine scene. And so as part of that, we're sending out to our members an exclusive hour-long DJ mix from one of our featured DJs every month. And they're sort of reflecting the vibes of the month. So April is sort of the après month of the season, and so this month sending out all the biggest bangers that you've been hearing week in, week out in the après bars up and down the Alps. So go and check that out on our website.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. I was going to say, to finish off, where can people that are hearing this and want to get involved, where do they need to go to find you on social, on the website? Where can we find out more information?
Yeah, www.shredski.co.uk is obviously the most obvious portal. We've also got the Facebook, Shred Ski, and Insta as well. But the best thing to do is get signed up to our newsletter, because we're really working on this as one of our core products in terms of delivering stuff that people really want. So one thing that I found frustrating is I'd want that monthly roundup that delivers everything that's happening in the snow sports scene straight into my inbox. Something that kind of Ski the Kingdom delivers so well. But another element to that, bringing the après side in, bringing the competition side in. So yeah, it's kind of a one-stop shop for everything UK scene, especially if you're a kind of up-and-coming graduate and looking to come on the trip. We should probably talk about some of the other stuff we've got coming up as well. So King's Finals was a big push for us, and then we're launching another competition with the guys over at Mojo, who make some of the sickest jackets. We're hoping that they're going to come on board to design our jackets as well. So we're running a competition with them this coming month, launching soon. We are working on a couple of really exclusive university events that I can't quite announce the lid off, but stay tuned for that because it's coming. And then so hopefully some stuff in the sun in London over the summer, working with some really cool partners as well. So there's so much in the pipeline. It's kind of something you've got to stay tuned into because there's some real cool stuff coming.
So a big thank you to Ben and Henry for taking the time to sit down and have a chat with me on Skype early this week. If you're interested in anything Shvedsky were up to, we'll link all the social media for them in the description below. We'll link their website as well, so you can get in touch with them there. If you've got any comments, any feedback, any suggestions, or want to be involved with the Ski the Kingdom show, the podcast, please give me an email. That's jack@skithekingdom.co.uk. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.